Yo, good looks to dreadsock.com for sponsoring this episode of Real Notes. Anyone who has curly or locked hair like me knows how sacred a good hair wrap is. A do-rag, a wave cap, a scarf, a bandana, a bonnet, you name it. Dreadsock goes a step beyond the average with silk-based head wraps that offer full protection and frizz control for curls from 2A to 4C. They're made of a blend of breathable materials to help retain hair's moisture and preserve hairstyles enough to ensure a few less trips to the salon, all held down with an elastic band strong enough to withstand even the most aggressive head trips. Whether you wear one to bed or wear one on the go, Dreadsock will have you looking fresh and full. Socks come in all sizes, from shorties for short hair and beginner twists to extra large for the longer locked folks out there. Look, y'all, I've been growing my locks for nearly 2 decades and have been a loyal Dreadsock customer for 15 years. So when I tell you these shits work, I'm dead ass. Plus, they're an independent, black-owned business that's worth the time and energy. So go to dreadsock.com and use promo code CineMasai, that's CineMasai, for 10% off your first order. They won't fall off in your sleep, but they will keep you looking fresh. Thanks again to Dreadsock for sponsoring the episode. Now let's keep this shit moving. What's good, y'all? My name is Dylan Green, and this is Real Notes, a space dedicated to blurring the cultural and artistic lines between rap and film. I'm here to chop it up with everyone from rappers and producers to journalists and video directors about their relationship to movies and how, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guest for our 100th episode is California-via-Rhode Island rapper and singer JELEEL. We spoke about The Matrix, The Truman Show, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, wrestling, similarities between wrestling and music, catching that can of Sprite at Rolling Loud, growing up on Rhode Island, what his own planet would look like, wanting to showcase his range as an artist, and the creative process behind his debut album, Real Raw. For the 100th time, come fuck with us. What's cracking, y'all? Well, Real Notes just hit a crazy milestone. If you're in this right now, you're listening to the 100th episode of this extremely independent as shit podcast. So welcome to the 100th episode of Real Notes. It took me all of 6 months to conceptualize this motherfucker, and I've been working at it for just over 2 years in my free time, on my dime, and just like putting a lot of time and hours and loving care into it. So to reach 100 episodes, it means a lot. Thank you all so much for all the support and the love and the encouragement and just caring, because I'm really stuck on all these media layoffs that have been happening the last couple of weeks, and seeing all my friends kind of losing their jobs, and to have something like this that's built some sort of general listenership means a lot. It really, like, from the bottom of my fucking heart, thank y'all so much. But for anybody who's new here and has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, my name is Dylan Green, CineMasai, got a lot of names, do a lot of shit. And for the 100th episode, we had to bring out somebody really, really special. Someone that I've come to have a lot of love and respect for. As a rapper, he's a beacon of positivity. His new album, Real Raw, is out. I think it's going to be out 2 days from the time this drops. And he was nice enough to come and kick it for a little while. We got fucking JELEEL in the house. Like,
Real, yeah.
I'm so blown right now. Man, thank you so much for being here. Like, I don't know what to say other than that, man. It really means a lot.
Thank you, Dylan. I'm happy to be here. This is lit.
Man. Damn. Like, damn. Like, yeah, for those who don't know, we met, I interviewed JELEEL for Audio Mac some time ago, around the time he started dropping singles like crazy. And we clicked, and me and his team, we met up a couple weeks ago, and I asked them if they wanted to do this, and they were like, yeah. And I'm still, wow. So yeah, man, like it's been crazy to see your come up over the course of the last like year-ish. So I'm just happy to have you here to talk about movies and a bit about, you and just your craft and the album, and just, fuck around. So thank you again.
Thank you so much, Dylan. I'm happy to go into detail more about what I love watching and certain movies, so I'm excited.
Ah,
That's
hell
right.
yeah. Um, so before, actually, no, before we get into that, I wanted to ask you how your Ramadan was, because last we talked, you were in the middle
Yeah.
of your fast, and obviously Eid just happened not too long ago. So how was that?
Yeah. Ramadan was good, man. It wasn't easy, like not eating, but you know, the reward is always best. So it was good, man. It was definitely a good cleansing, cleanse my body, my mind, and my soul, spiritual cleanse. And hey, if y'all listen to this, y'all should do Ramadan too. Try it out.
Yeah, I've never done it myself, but I've heard a lot of stories. I have a lot of friends who've done it, especially recently. I have a lot of friends who've either converted or are just trying it just because, and
Mhm.
like it sounds like a time of just like reflection, and it's like a reflection and a discipline thing. And I have a lot of respect for that. I'm someone who I reflect and discipline myself in different ways, but
Mhm.
that's one that I know a lot of people participate in. So like it's not easy. Like I've seen people struggle and almost break fast. So it's rough out here, but
Yeah, it's not easy, but with God, anything is possible. You just gotta be strong.
yeah. So they say.
Facts.
Um, so let me ask you the first question that I ask everybody who comes on here. What was the
Hmm.
last movie or TV show you watched that you had a strong opinion about?
The last movie, TV show I watched. The last movie I watched was The Matrix, and that movie I had a lot of opinions about, but not really opinions, but like questionings. You know what I mean? But it
Yeah.
was a really good movie. I love Keanu Reeves. You know, he's a great person, great actor. And yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been some years since I saw The Matrix, but I remember the first time I watched it. I think it was on DVD, and it's definitely one of those like you like lots of questions, lots of like it's really prophetic in a lot of ways, and it kind of it's like kind of crazy to think about how that movie changed the game in like six different ways. But like, what were some
Yeah.
of the questions you walked away from The Matrix with?
My question was like, are we really living in a matrix? Well, we kind of are, but I just think the movie's a great movie because it just shows like, how we have to believe in ourselves, and really go
Hmm.
with our gut. Because remember when they were like red pill or blue pill?
Yeah.
And, you know, he was unsure, you know, and he did go with what he wanted to do and he picked the red pill. But it's cool to see how you have to believe in yourself. Even before, like when no one wanted to believe that he was the one, you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
kind of he didn't even believe in himself, you know? He didn't believe in himself that he was the one.
Right.
But he had, over time he gained confidence and like all he had to do was all he had to do was take time, and let the work do itself.
Hmm.
But it's crazy because in the movie, like people were bummed out, like, oh, I thought he was the omen. I thought he was the one that was gonna take us to the promised land. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone was saying that, and then when the omen lady was like, yeah, he's the one. He's not the one. You know what I mean? But it wasn't really he was not the one. It was he needed time to get there. He needed to put in the work to get there. So I took that advice and applied it to music. Like I need to continue to believe in myself, and you know, I want to continue to be who I am and be the one.
Right. Like, cause like even before, like Neo was just like living in that world and like didn't realize who he was. You know, he didn't even realize he was the one or that he was special in any way
Yeah,
until somebody had to be like, "You're the one." Like, figure it out. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you know, just the whole. You know, like it's a lot to chew on with the idea of just like ignorance being bliss by like taking. I don't even remember which pill was ignorance and which one was the truth? Was it was blue
The
ignorance
red
and red the
pill.
truth?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think the red pill was the truth. You know?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
like it's a yeah there yeah it's just like stuff like that and just like the whole there's a lot about transhumanism in there and just like the whole relationship between humans and technology and you know like just the evolution of action scenes and like some of those I actually saw I saw the bullet time shit where he's like bending back and the bullets are flying around him. It still looks
yeah.
really good today, and that movie's like almost that movie's coming up on 30 years old and it still looks
That's
really good.
crazy.
Like that's wild, man. That shit came out in '99. Like,
That's so crazy. But it's crazy that like there was super intentional.
yeah,
It was super intentional with the movie, and it
right.
still looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I saw the fourth one, the one that came out like a couple of years back. Not Revolutions. What was it called? I can't remember. But like the last one they put out.
Like X,
Which
not X Market. No, no, no.
because
I forgot what
because
it.
there's the first one, Reloaded, Revolutions. Hang on, I'm just gonna look it up.
Yeah,
The fourth one was where is it? Shit, The Matrix 4. Resurrections. There we go. It was Resurrections.
how was
Um,
that one?
it was cool. Like I enjoyed it. I actually I think I enjoyed it like I enjoyed it more after I saw it. Like I didn't like it
Mhm.
as much while I was watching it, but kind of
Watching it,
letting it
yeah,
unfold. It was because like the whole thing is like they do this whole thing where like Neo's character is like a he's like a person who like created the Matrix as a literal video game and
yeah,
they're about to sell it to a game company and he has to like go back in and he's older and just like deal with it's just like looking at the one through him being a lot older and like of course it's also kind of about Keanu just being older in general and
yeah.
you know like and just like since both the Wachowski siblings had transitioned because they were both men at one point and now they're both women they kind
Mhm.
of really they kind of really leaned into the transhumanism aspects a lot more, which I really appreciated. And they were just talking in interviews about how like that's always kind of been like so crucial to the story of the Matrix, and it helped me kind of look back on it in some interesting, cool ways. You know,
Yeah.
like I said, I want to watch it again because I like it. It made me think about it a lot after I saw it.
I gotta watch that one. You know, I'm
It's
very.
on. mm, It's on.
Matrix.
Sorry, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, you good.
I
Matrix,
just
bro.
it's on HBO Max. Give
Okay,
it a shot at some point. It's cool.
I'll definitely watch that. You know, that's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah, that shit is
But
tight.
I love the Truman Show. You know, Truman Show is such a great movie. Like, you know, I felt so sorry for Jim Carrey in the movie, especially when he found out he was destroyed. His whole life was fake.
Yeah, and like his whole for his whole life, you know, like he like he was like that from a baby. It's all he knew, you
Hmm.
know, and that's like a scary thought. And you know, like I hadn't even thought about this before, but you know, like both the Matrix and the Truman Show like revolve around like fake artificial simulated environments
Environments,
um
yeah.
and you know like they're both also like incredibly prophetic in their own way because the Truman Show I'm pretty sure the Truman Show came out like before reality TV as we know it
Yeah,
was a thing. It might have been like 4 or 5 years early on that, so
yeah.
like it's pretty Oh man, now the Truman Show is also a movie I haven't watched in years, but like,
Yeah, we gotta
that's
rewatch it.
yeah, it's definitely time to run that back up because like that
Mhm.
was one of the first times I remember seeing Jim Carrey like do something that wasn't fully comedic. Like it's a funny ass movie, but it's
Mhm.
also like very serious and can be really sad sometimes. And he's kind of has
Yeah,
to he had to act in a bunch of different ways that
that
he
was it
hadn't
was funny
really
though when he
flexed
was like,
before.
yeah, it was funny during the movie, like when shit started to click, he was like doing random shit. Like instead of taking the left to work, he took a right. You know,
Yeah,
instead of
people are like,
like,
what?
yeah, you know how his wife was in the car and he like sped and he tried, you know what I mean? He was just speeding, and then they were trying to stop him. They're trying to stop him. You know, they put a roadblock. And they were just like confused. They're like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I remember when
Right.
they were like, hey Truman, and and he was just trying to catch him. He was trying to catch him.
Yeah.
That shit was so funny.
Yeah, if I remember, yeah, like there's like one point where he calls his wife by her real name, and she's like, "That's not my name." And
Yeah,
it's like another one, like the other thing, like I know they had like cameras in the bathroom too, and there was like one time where he like did some shit in the shower that was just like he's like, "I know you're watching." I don't know. It's just, what a great idea for a movie that they really just they like that's a movie I love so much because they just took a really great idea and pushed it to its like max potential. Because like
yeah,
not every movie that's built around a great idea like really capitalizes on its potential type shit. It's really easy to just like coast on that idea and let it kind of curdle and not really hit what it needs to hit. Cause
yeah.
and then like between that and like you ever see Man on the Moon before? The Jim Carrey movie where he's
I know.
Andy Kaufman.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's I mean like Andy Kaufman was a crazy, crazy, wild individual who was very funny and super duper influential. But Jim Carrey, like that's another one where he really it's a funny movie, but it's also very serious and very sad.
I
It's
definitely gotta check that one out. Man
yeah,
on the Moon.
it's yeah, I
Dude,
don't know how much you know about Andy Kaufman, but he's somebody who's worth looking into. He's not a perfect individual, but he's an interesting guy who lived a
is he
really
alive? Andy Kaufman.
no Andy
Okay.
Kaufman's been dead for I want to say like close to 20 years. I could be wrong
Mm,
about that, but like yeah, and it's crazy because like the movie also like kind of implies that he's not really dead because like his whole I'm sorry to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen Man on the Moon, but he had a bunch of characters he would play, and there was this one named I think Tony Clifton or something like that. He's like this like really like he's just this like super duper like vulgar like stage show singer in like a
yeah.
Elvis suit, and the movie
Okay.
ends with him like popping up somewhere, and the implication is like, oh, he never actually died. And there's a lot of conspiracies revolving around the fact that Andy Kaufman faked his death because he just wanted to go live a life. But watch the movie, you'll see what I mean. It's really good.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out. Man on the Moon. Man, that
Yeah,
movie came
it's
out a while ago.
yeah, no, it's yeah. I think that might have been around the same time as the Truman Show, like maybe like two
Yeah.
years before, or like a year after, or something.
Jim
I could be
Carrey's such a
wrong.
great actor.
Yeah,
Like actors, whenever they get into that character, like they really have to be in that character. Like I was
right.
seeing Damson Idris, like I saw that when he was shooting the last scenes of Snowfall, like he literally like did not take any showers or anything.
No
For
way.
real.
Stop.
Because he was like, for me to be in that character of a homeless, like guy who's a bum now, I have to really like be a bum,
Oh man,
not
he
take a
went
shower.
he went full Daniel Day-Lewis. That's so funny. He went full
But
method actor, bro. Wow.
yeah, but I could see a lot of actors like they really gotta feel like it to do it. You know,
Yeah.
they gotta feel they gotta feel that way to actually be that way, and to really portray that character.
Right.
I respect their grind. I respect it because that shit is not easy.
Nah, yeah, nah, it's really not, Like like I respect it. I want to say maybe about like 90% of the time. There's always like that 10% of people who like do some extra shit that like you shouldn't.
Yeah,
You look at like the two that always come to mind. I mean, the Damson Idris one is crazy. I didn't know that, and like I still haven't finished Snowfall, but I know what happened because everyone's been talking about it.
everybody been
Um,
talking about it.
Really crazy ending. Like I'm gonna definitely start Snowfall this week, or not start it. I'm gonna continue
Yeah.
because I've already started it. But
You know what's crazy about the ending? The ending isn't really that crazy. It's just a reality. You
right,
know,
it's just very real.
it's just
Yeah.
like it's just very real. Like, you know, I haven't really watched Snowfall like that, but I've watched a couple episodes, and it is the reality for some people that are trying to, you know, come up with quick money and quick cash, and like they got to do whatever they got to
Hmm.
do to, and they're trying to make something out, and like, you know, whenever you're trying to get quick money, like people, especially loved ones, might be affected and hurt, and you got to make some dangerous decisions. So,
Yeah.
like living that life is not an easy one, and a lot of people living that life either end up dead or in jail or homeless.
Or
Like
on the street.
end up
Yeah,
and
exactly.
end up like they end up with who they end up being who they don't want to be. You know,
Right. They
like
yeah,
like
no, they end up being exactly who they didn't want to be
yeah,
and
I want to be
who they were trying not to be through all of that. Yeah.
yeah, but like that's why it's hard for a lot of people like growing up like in poverty stricken homes and growing up in places where like there's not a lot of opportunity. You know,
Right.
you got to just find a way to figure it out, and life in
Right.
general. You know, so
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
nah,
just
but
real.
especially there,
Yeah,
especially there, like it's like it's a whole nuanced conversation about just like perpetuating cycles of just like real fucked up shit. Like it's hard because it's just like how do you break free of that? Like
yeah,
some people manage, but it's like it's like there's a lot more at play than just like, oh, work hard and you'll be good. It's that's a whole other conversation. But
yeah.
I appreciate Snowfall not shying away from the realities that like really like come upon people who come up in that shit. Like it kind of ended in a way to be like, this ain't no movie, which I really
Yeah, this
do
ain't no
appreciate.
movie. This happens all the time.
Right. Like, like I'm blessed enough to have not I'm blessed enough to have grown up with some money. Like
Yeah,
I didn't grow up in a crazy environment, but I also didn't grow up completely sheltered from that shit either. And I know like I've seen some things. But
now for
it's
real.
just life
Me
is
too.
life is crazy, and people get by how they get by, and it's
Anything
like
can happen.
sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
Anything can
What?
happen. That, and it can happen to anyone. You
Anyone,
know,
like, really?
you go to work. Just going through your day, and then you hear something happen to this person you went to high school with, random,
Yeah.
and you're like,
And you're
what?
just like, damn, like you, like, yeah, exactly.
Like
Shit.
it's crazy. They were just going to go get some dinner. They were just going out to the club, and they got in a car accident. God forbid. But anything can happen like that. You know.
Yeah.
But
Man.
yeah, that's another topic. But it
Right.
all
Right.
relates to movies. Because in movies, when they're telling movies, obviously some movies are fictional, some movies are non-fictional. But movies like, I mean, shows like Snowfall, like they really tell what's really happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
People don't know. Some people just think, oh, we wake up, oh, Lottie, you know, we wake up, everything is all good. Okay, we're gonna wake up the next day. We're gonna see the next day. We're gonna see the next day. But there's no guarantee we're gonna see the next day. You
right.
know?
Yeah,
No one knows. We don't know.
no, like really not at all. And like,
Like
were there?
who's
Mm,
hmm
no, 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 no. You finish your thought.
like who's guaranteeing you that you're gonna see the next day? But
Like
we
not
pray,
right. Yeah, like
pray.
not even you can guarantee that.
Nah,
Like
you can't. You can't even guarantee if you'll get to work on time.
right.
Sometimes
Facts.
you might be going to work, getting to work early every day, every day, every day, and then all of a sudden a car accident happens in front of you, so you have to wait 40 minutes. That's not your fault,
Yeah,
but
type
you
shit.
go to work every day at the same time, so it's always different, bro.
Right.
But
Yeah.
movies are
Yeah.
great.
Life is. What's the movies really are great. Like not even in the sense of just like not even in the sense of like how they kind of show like one of the things I always loved about movies is that you can you can show so much about a kind of living that you wouldn't know about otherwise through movies, but they're also just like entertaining as shit. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it,
yeah.
it's just like like cinema's a universal language and all that, but it's just like easy to get lost in and just like build memories with. Like some of my core like childhood memories revolve around like movies. And like
Yeah.
for you, like what's the earliest movie experience you can remember having? It could be at the theater. It could be at your cousin's house. First thing that comes to mind for you.
Shrek, Shrek.
Oh wow,
Somebody
yeah.
once told me,
It's Tool in the shed. Yeah, shout out to Smash
bro.
Mouth. That's crazy.
Shrek is so legendary. It's such a legendary movie. That movie was definitely one of them ones. I feel like that
Yeah,
was every kid's childhood. Shrek, Toy Story. You know,
yeah,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Remember that one?
yeah. Oh yeah, I do. You ever see Honey, I Blew Up the Kid? The one where they make the kid like 60 feet tall.
Oh, hey, yo, that's crazy. I mean,
Yeah, no. They
no,
they were
Honey,
wilding in the '90s, honestly.
it was wildin'. But I love the 90s and the early 2000s because it was like a free for all. They didn't give a
Basically.
fuck. They were just like, they did not care. Like even WWE back in the day, like in the early 2000s, bro, they were wildin'.
Yeah. I'd be watching some of those old like rock clips
Yeah.
and like the shit that he was talking, man, was
You
like
know,
it
you know
was
what's so crazy though? Like back in the day, like we didn't think they were wildin' because it was just entertainment. But
mhm,
now in today's day and age, we're like, yo, they really wildin'. You know?
all the time, and we love it. Like,
Yeah. It was
like
hilarious.
for real. Like wrestling is something that I have a lot of love for it, but like from a distance. Like I got a ton of homies who love
I
wrestling. And
love
I just
wrestling.
and like I just kind of fell off. So like I
Jeff
kind of just
Hardy,
absorbed
Jeff
it through
Hardy, yo, what's
osmosis.
up, bro? Jeff Hardy, watch
Yo,
out. Jim
man.
Ross was crazy.
Jim Ross was crazy. I know a bit about Jim Ross.
Bro, WWE was so freaking entertaining. Like it was crazy. It just make you want to jump.
fucking like New World Order and shit. And like I was really into the games, like WCW and New World Order and
I can
fucking like
play the game.
Yo, like the Monday Night Raw games and shit. Like,
Triple
oh
H.
god, Triple
Booyaka,
H, God.
booyaka. 6199. Booyaka, booyaka.
Fucking
The time is
yeah, like,
now. You can't see me. The time is now.
you wait a minute. Wait a minute. Have you ever heard John Cena's album?
Bro, he actually sold. Like he sold a lot of units too.
Yeah, like a million. Like he went like at least platinum. Like his
Bro, isn't
album's kind
that
of crazy.
crazy? But you know what's
Yeah.
so crazy? Okay, speaking of John Cena selling that much, nowadays you can't. Okay, I won't say you can't be two things at once, but like, you think John Cena would have sold that much like in today's day and age?
No, probably not. At least not at first. Not not
Why do
not
you
at first.
why don't you think so?
I don't know
Like
because
If John Cena was relevant now, why don't you think he would sell that much?
That's a good question. I don't think it has anything to do with him specifically because I love John Cena. But I think it has. It's so strange because has like since John Cena, has there ever been another wrestler who tried to make not even just rap but like any music in general? Like I don't know that any other wrestler has like really tried to lean into it like that. Like
Yeah, he really did lean into it. Jeff Hardy too, a little bit on
okay,
his
yeah,
punch,
right.
but but
Um,
he did lean into it. I feel like the state of music is very music now is in a very, I mean, not music in general, but like, yeah, music, but like the selling of music,
yeah,
like
like the industry,
the
yeah.
numbers, like it's in such a weird place because there's so many different types of music, you know, and the kids are the ones that really decide what's cool and what's not cool. Everybody's different. I'm not gonna just say what kids think, but I'm just saying what I would think they would think, you know?
Right.
Everything is timing too,
Yeah,
you know?
everything's timing, man.
Like like for example, like a lot of kids nowadays are listening to Deftones. You heard of Deftones before?
Of course I have. Yeah, nah,
Yeah.
shout out to Deftones.
Yeah, shout out to Deftones. Like obviously they were very big back in the old times, not old times, but earlier. And now a lot of kids are coming back to that whole Y2K aesthetic is becoming more and more um prevalent. Like more kids are diving into that Y2K stuff, you know?
Right, yeah, like particularly with like Midwest emo and like a lot of Linkin Park
Yeah.
too. You know, like
Yeah.
and just like like it's the nostalgia cycle part of it. You know, like I
Yeah.
feel like it works in like I feel like it works in 20s. You know,
Yeah.
because like in the 2010s everybody was all into the 90s, and now that we're in the 2020s everyone's all into the early 2000s, and like give it a couple
Yeah.
years and we're gonna get to like the late 2000s, early 2010s. You know, like
Yeah.
it's always I love the fact that just like works in cycles. And I
Yeah.
also like, and it's especially cool because like I grew up on all that shit. You know, like I grew up on like Meteora and like all like I can't name a Deftones album, but I really do love Deftones. So it's
Yeah.
cool to see,
I love,
like
yeah, no facts.
what?
I love
Yeah,
Going for Suit. I love Limp Bizkit. I love, you know,
yeah. Limp Bizkit's going crazy
Sum
again too.
41.
Yeah, yeah. Some
Sum
41, all
41
that
was,
shit.
I
Yeah,
don't want to waste my time becoming another casualty of society.
yeah.
That was so lit. But by the way, I love John Cena. I hope no one takes what I said out of context because
Right.
John
Yeah.
Cena,
Not
like,
right.
you know,
All love the John Cena. He's the best.
yeah,
Honestly, he still is. But like anybody here listening who doesn't know, go find John Cena's album because
yeah.
like that
And the
that
music
man was
was
rapping.
good. The music was good.
Yeah, it's honestly not. It's not as bad as you might expect. Like the
Yeah.
whole like the this man has music with like Freddie Fox and Bumpy Knuckles. It's actually kind of crazy. Like
Yeah,
he's
he
making like
do.
hardcore gangster shit. It's like wild.
Yeah. And he be roasting. He was roasting. Like, he was really, really roasting people. Like, it was crazy. But nah,
Yeah.
bro. I appreciate. I'm glad that you went back and actually listened. There was so many legendary like WWE actors, WWE superstars. That was
Mhm.
like my whole childhood. But
Yeah, you ever see the Marine before, the John Cena movie?
I think I did. That's crazy. I forgot about that. That did exist. Oh shit. Nah, he's a legend for that. That movie was a good movie too.
Yeah, it's a good ass movie.
Bro, he's a legend for that, man.
Yeah,
There's so
yeah,
many.
he's yeah. Cena's
He's a
different.
great
Cena's different.
actor. Yeah. Even my favorite WWE guy was Jeff and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold just
Oh
did
man,
not give a fuck. I like how he just
at all.
would just flick off everybody. Like, that was hard.
Yo, I loved Booker T. Like he was always one of my favorites. I just loved his personality and like how he just always looked like he was having so much fun, like he was one of the people who like like him and The Rock.
He was mm,
I always
he-
gravitated toward
a
people who like looked like they were having like a lot of fun.
lot of fun.
Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like either that or like for a period of time I fucked with the Undertaker and all that shit. But like the
Yeah.
people I always stuck around with were like the people who like made me like smile and like feel fun. So like yeah,
Booker T
th-
was different. I
he
liked
was
him though because
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, he was just like what did he say a lot? I forgot,
Oh.
but he was just like he was just one of those guys, you know? Anytime like he was a great actor too. Like he just would over exaggerate and stuff.
Yeah. No, Booker T would always say, "Can you dig that sucker?" Like
Yeah, you
that was
kick that
always his shit.
sucker,
Like
sucker,
like that. Yeah, yeah, just like
sucker.
that. Like, yeah, it sounds like his throat's about to like hop out his shit. And and obviously like like my favorite wrestling moment ever is when he dropped the nigga on live TV when he was talking to Hulk Hogan. He's like, "Yeah,
Oh yeah.
we coming for
He was like,
WCW. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga." And he's like, he
no,
just
no,
covered his
no, he was
face
like,
like,
I was like, he was like, he was like, I was like, bruh, it's all good, bro. Don't worry, Booker. It was just an instinct.
yeah, no. What's a nigga between friends?
Yeah. No, it was wild
Type shit.
when Vince said the N word. Vince McMahon said the N
Oh,
word on the.
to John Cena. Like I remember that.
Yeah,
That was bad.
yo, that was crazy. He was like, "What's up, my nigga?" Oh, like, oh
Like,
I was like, "Oh nah," but
bro,
nah, it was
and he
just
did, and he did it in front of Booker T too, and like Booker T just
Booker T
looked
was
at
just
him
like,
the whole time, like,
he was like, you know, look at this.
son.
That shit was crazy, bro.
Oh
WWE
my
was just
god.
so different, man.
Yeah, it was
But
that
nah,
shit was the
bro.
Wild West, bro. Like for real.
It was like it almost was like it was definitely like anything can go. It wasn't like anything could go, but it was like anything could go for you know what I mean? Like it was like there's a limit, but like it was just like anything could go.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Facts.
Shit was crazy, bro. But I respect I respect, you know, the entertainers in the WWE, man. They're actors. They're great actors. Just because they're
Yeah.
not, some of them aren't in movies, they're still great actors.
Like wrestling is it's all performance, it's all performance, it's all selling, it's all like all that shit. Like
Yeah,
I always tell people that wrestling is like theater, like it's
yeah,
basically
it is.
just like the most like aggressive play you're gonna watch in your entire
Yeah,
life. Like not and then like not even in the sense that it's fake, because like there are certain aspects of it that are dangerous and very real, but like a lot of it is like performance and choreography and like it's like a whole thing. Like it is
Yeah,
acting,
no,
you
facts,
know?
facts.
Like
And it's
that
in
shit is
real time. Like
right, you know, like
that's hard to do. That's not easy.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
remember shit. You gotta
like
remember, oh shoot, I gotta do this. Oh, I gotta wait for this thing to hit so I can do this. I
right,
gotta
like you know,
it's not easy.
you gotta memorize a script. You gotta memorize a script and not get clotheslined. You gotta not get fake clotheslined by somebody jumping down from the top rafters like 65 feet in the air.
Yeah.
That's
It's
like
not easy, bro.
it's
They
like that in the circus, bro. Like, you
yeah.
know?
It's like they it takes a lot on their bodies. That's why I'd be like, when people be like, "Oh, wrestling is fake," I'd be like, "Bro, like, do you know what they do? Like, it's not easy at all."
No. Yeah, like they may not be
Obviously, like,
actually like hitting each other, but like
yeah,
it's
they
like
might
they
not be
a lot
hitting
goes
each
into
other,
it.
but it's like what they're doing to entertain you is it's not easy, and they're doing it like almost every day.
Right.
Like,
You
that's
know?
not easy. That's hard to do. You know?
Right. And like I'm like actually happy we're talking about this because you you and your persona like in your music and in the videos and in everything you do, like you remind me so much of a wrestler, just like
Oh,
the way you move, you know, just like the way you move and like the way you just like your energy is like always through the roof and just like I was rewatching the video of you doing the backflip off the ladder and just the way that your like knees just absorb the shock. Like you just like you look like an action figure that somebody's like manipulating, and I love that about you. You know, like
thank you,
it's
bro.
yeah,
You know,
it's just like so fun. You know, it's just good entertainment.
it's my child. Wrestling is my childhood. WWE. I'm gonna
Mhm.
appear on the WWE one day.
I'm
Now, I
surprised you
don't.
haven't already, bro. Like
I'm not.
Jesus.
I'm not big enough yet. But eventually, God willing, it's gonna happen. I want to just do it. Like, I don't want to like be like, I want to do more of like what Bad Bunny's doing. Like, he'll pop out and do something with the WWE. But
Yeah.
like, I want to do something like that. But like, I don't want to like I want to make guest appearances, just like Mike Tyson did, just like Bad Bunny did, just like a lot of these people do.
Right. So if you were to make a guest appearance, who do you want to fight?
Logan Paul probably, or maybe Barry Hall, or I don't know, one of these guys. I think anyone, put me in the ring with anyone. I'm in there. 5-star frog splash.
Yeah,
JELEEL,
come on.
yeah.
Fucking yeah, no, you destroy it. Like it's in your future, bro. I'm
It's
not
gonna
even
happen.
doubting it. Yeah.
It's gonna happen. I think they're just waiting for me to be a bigger artist, and then when the time comes, because they got Bad Bunny coming in there,
Right. Right. And
So they
he's like
got
one of the
Bad
biggest
Bunny.
artists on earth, you know? Like,
Yeah, and bro, like they're probably paying him a
yeah.
just to put him through a table.
Right. Yeah, no, the breakaway table and shit. Yeah, totally. But nah,
Like,
it's
you know
coming, bro.
how, like, he's definitely not doing that for, like, you're gonna put Bad Bunny through a table for free. Uh-uh.
He's done it multiple times and shit too. Yeah, totally. Nah, he's
Yeah,
they gotta be. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but like I hope they are. Um yo.
it's so lit though, bro. But I'm just happy and thankful. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Nah, absolutely. And like,
We
you
went
know,
from
I
talking about movies to talking about WWE. Isn't that wild?
yeah, nah, that's the thing I love about podcast formatting, you know, and like we're about to like jump into music, you know, like that's just
Yeah.
like this is all just conversations and I love a good conversation, you know.
Like me too.
Hell yeah. So like one thing I didn't really get to touch on, or I mean, like I guess we touched on it a little bit last time we talked, but like you grew up on Rhode Island,
Yeah,
and
small
that's
state.
sorry, where?
The smallest state.
Like like it's not really an area that a lot that people associate with music. I feel like New England in general, people kind of sleep on like musical contributions from like out of y'all area. Like, like obviously like Boston and shit has a bunch of beautiful art coming out of it. But like I feel like every other state in the area doesn't really get recognized for like its contributions to music and art and culture. So like I guess just because I'm curious, like being from Rhode Island, like is that like what does it mean for you? Like, A, do you think about representing that area at all? And B, if you do, how do you do that?
I mean, I feel like just by saying, yeah, I'm from Rhode Island. I'm from Pawtucket, Rhode Island. I feel like just by saying it, because some people won't even say they're from Rhode Island. Like I met people from Rhode Island, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm from New York," because they nobody might not know. People might not know where Rhode Island is, so they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm from New York,"
Right.
and I'll be like,
And that's so
"Wow."
crazy because like they're like so far away too. Like they're not close.
Yeah. So that's why I be like, "Bro, I'm from Rhode Island. I don't care. Like, if you don't know it, get hit." But that's where I'm from. That's where I grew up. So I'm not your typical Rhode Islander. I don't look like I am from Rhode Island. People might think I'm from Texas or some shit. I don't know. But, growing up in Rhode Island wasn't as easy. My parents um, are immigrants from Nigeria,
Yes, sir.
so just for them to make ends meet, they had to really work hard, you know, and didn't grew up in like a more lower middle class area, you know.
Yeah.
But it was like my parents worked hard just to try to make the best for us. So if that was like trying to find a good school and all the bills are going to that school, they would do it. And they
Right.
tried hard. Now obviously, like just growing up in our area, you know, there was a lot of bullshit around, but you know, we were we were disciplined. I'm glad I came from a disciplined family,
Right.
but we still we were still messing up. We were still fucking up and getting into bullshit, but we were good. We were good people. We were good kids.
Yeah, like that's what childhood's all about. Like you like there's like childhood is about making mistakes. Like you don't know what the world is. Like
Yeah,
there's no way to navigate. Like no even most adults aren't navigating the world perfectly. So
yeah.
like and like it's really dope to see people come from areas that people wouldn't think about in one way, and then you just hear it, like like when you told me, or like when I first read that, I was like, oh, he's from Rhode Island. Like I've never met anybody from Rhode Island, so
That's
it's
so
it's
crazy.
like yeah,
You
I don't know
haven't,
how, but I don't
and
think
you
so.
and you're from New York. That's crazy. It's right there.
I'm from Jersey,
I mean
but either
Jersey.
way,
Yeah, yeah. You're from
either
Jersey.
way,
Yeah, a lot of people be like, "Oh, I never met anyone from Rhode Island," and I was like, "Yeah, I know it's rare. I'm a rare breed, I think. You know,
nah,
I'm from
yeah, you
Planet
should.
Jaleel."
Come on, man. Yeah, nah, like it's like yeah, nah. You said Planet Jaleel, and now I'm thinking about like like Namek from Dragon Ball Z, and how like all the Saiyans like come from Namek and shit. Like it's just
Yeah,
like a planet Jaleel of just like a planet of Jaleels is funny to
and
me.
not facts,
I
facts.
like that idea.
No, facts, bro. Planet Jaleel, and all you see is like all different types of Jaleels, and they walk around shirtless. They rip their shirt everywhere. They eat a lot of food, like backflipping off buildings and shit.
Yeah.
Just because, not because, just because. No, no, That's what they're just supposed to do. And
Right.
they all scream Jaleel, yeah, in different ways, you know.
In different languages and shit. That's crazy.
Different languages. And then, you know, some are built like Terry Crews, some are built like Bobby Lashley, some are built like what's his name? Like Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
You know, all different,
Yeah.
all different builds, but playing Jaleel.
Incredible. Do you watch? Have you ever watched American Dad? Like, were you big into American
No,
Dad?
I wasn't big in it, but you know, it reminded me of Family Guy.
Yeah, it was created by the same guy. I actually think it's better than, in my opinion, it's a better show than Family Guy. But I bring it up
Yeah,
because the alien, Roger the gray alien, like his whole
yeah,
thing is that he does like disguises and he just like becomes different people in like damn near every episode. And there was one episode where they took, I think, about like 50 or 60 of his different personas and they just like threw them in like a pit and they all just fought each other.
that's
And
crazy.
like I'm thinking, I'm just thinking about all the different Jaleels, just like in
Jill's
like a,
playing each other. Damn,
like yeah, just like gladiator style type shit. I don't know. It's I'm being dumb, but yeah.
that would be hard though.
Mm,
But I love that. I love that you could think that. Yeah. I My brand is. I love that my brand is so strong that you think that. That's hard.
yeah. I mean, it's like it'd be fun, it'd be like the end of Star Wars Attack of the Clones. Where like they're all we're like the clone army and the Jedi are like fighting in the not the Sarlacc pit. It's like the big Coliseum, whatever. I mean, it's basically a Sarlacc pit because I think there's a Sarlacc in it. I don't know, but yeah, like
That'll go punch. I'm just kidding.
type shit.
Jaleel punch. Nah, that would be cool though.
That'd be crazy.
Hey, hopefully, I'll get my own planet one day. If God wills it, we gonna do it.
You could grow
You
it
know,
yourself.
I'm
in a
gonna
in a
grow a
in a, in
planet.
a Yeah,
Where's Jaleel
please.
doing? Oh, Jaleel went to go grow a planet. Meanwhile, I'm in like the outer. I'm in like the Milky Way trying to make a planet.
Right. Yeah, no, you're like fucking Doctor. That's what Dr. Manhattan did at the end of Watchmen. Like he literally left the Earth and was like, I'm gonna go create my own planet. And he just went and did that. Like that shit is
Planet
crazy.
Jaleel. That'll be
Fuck.
hard though. Everybody's
Um,
welcome though. Everybody's welcome to Planet Jaleel.
that's beautiful. I
Yeah,
would hope so, honestly. Like A, people should be able to come see it, and
yeah.
B, just like, yeah, no, it'd be a party, and
All
it'd
different
be
life forms.
yeah,
Everybody's accepted. Nobody's segregated. Nobody is exiled. Everybody's welcome.
let's
And it's
go.
food. It's good food. You know, we're living in harmony, and everybody is having fun and being good to each
Right.
other.
I love
That was
that.
hard.
That's so good.
Planet
Um,
Jaleel.
before before we move on to the album, because I do want to talk about the album, I wanted to ask you, I wanted to talk to you about a thing that a lot of people saw, and that some
Mhm.
people who were lucky enough to see it in person got to see crack off. You catching that can of Sprite at
Yeah,
Rolling Loud in Queens. I was in the crowd at that moment watching it happen, and I still don't believe it happened. Like it
yeah.
felt like, just walk me through what happened in that moment. Like, what was it like for that to happen? Because like that's just, it really is like something out of a movie. Like it's like you're like All Might from My Hero Academia. Like that's
Yeah.
just like the moment, you know?
The video even looks movie like, but basically I was performing, and my peripherals are really good. And I just see a can like coming right at my head. And then I just like fast pace switch it like The mic was on my right hand. I switched it from my left hand to my. I switched it from my right hand to my left hand. Then I just was like, and then I was like, what is this, right? And I was like, goo, goo, goo. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna drink it. I'm thirsty. But obviously, I'm not gonna drink a Sprite like that again. That was just wild. The reason why I did it
Right.
is because I was trying to, the fans, they loved it. They were like, Jaleel just got a Sprite and drank that shit. you
Yeah,
know?
like it was just like one of those magic moments, like I could
Yeah.
tell that it was like fully organic. It was just like I can't believe I'm watching this right now. Like
Yeah.
it really did feel like some wrestling shit. It was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
crazy. Like
It
yeah, it
was
was it was
so
just
funny though.
yeah.
It was like so funny because people were like, "Is this shit serious? Like, does this nigga just catch a Sprite can? Like, what? That shit's crazy." I'm looking at the video right now. I'm just like, that shit's so wild. It was such
Yeah,
a good
like
catch too.
bro, let's talk about Real Raw. Like it's like I know you've been working toward this for like at least a year at this point. Like a lot of the loose singles you've been dropping are on this album. And it's just kind of I know Real Raw is like a philosophy thing for you. So like what is Real Raw? Like what does it mean to be real raw for you?
What it means to be real raw is basically being 100% transparent, having no veil. You know, I'm an artist where I want people to feel like they're being fed directly. I want people to feel like Jaleel is really speaking to us. I want people to feel like I'm not hiding myself from them. So that's real raw. It's untainted. It's having no additives. It's truly Jaleel. It's truly me, and you know, it's no fake shit. You know.
Right. Like listening, listening to listening to Angel from Heaven as much as I have, and just like
Yeah.
seeing how varied that project was, and how even more varied Real Raw is. Like it's really dope to see you leaning into like new and different stuff. Like my favorite, like I know you had mentioned it to me when we first linked, but like this Chow Lee song is crazy. Like
You like the confetti
like
song?
yeah, no, confetti's crazy, and like having that be next to like a Ty Dolla Sign song, and to
Yeah.
stuff like Dive In and
It's
Thor
a,
and fucking
it's a
Monster Truck,
very
like
it's a very like versatile like project. You know. I
yeah,
feel like I could have done the same thing, but oh, I just want to put a bunch of dive-ins on it. But no, like I want to put songs like Confetti on there because people don't know
mm,
I could do that. You know?
right, and it doesn't sound like you're just like empty. It doesn't sound like you're just jumping on a wave just because.
Yeah,
Like it's like you don't sound like you're just doing it just because it's cool. Like it actually works, like the
yeah,
way it needs to, type shit. And like you look at just like your range is just becoming so expansive. And I guess
mhm.
just like was there any new style you tried on this project that had you nervous? Like was there anything where you were like, oh, I don't know if they're gonna fuck with this one, but like you put it on there anyway?
Tamale
Hmm. Okay.
because it's Afro and it's like rage and it's like dance hall and I switched up my tone. You know,
Right.
but I've always been making Afrobeat music. However,
Right.
like it was definitely new because it was like, my fans fuck with it, you know. It was just a different sound. I didn't know how they would feel about it.
Right.
And
And
I don't
and
know how
and,
they
and
will feel about confetti. I don't know how they will feel about confetti. I assume they will like it, but I don't know how they will feel,
right.
you know? So
And
I think
you
mhm.
no, no, finish your thought. I'm sorry.
No, I think you just gotta put it out and see because there's so many veils of Jaleel that I didn't even put on the project. You know, there's so many different styles of Jaleel that people don't know.
Right.
So,
How many different songs did you record for this that didn't make the project?
man, like 20,
Mm.
but I'm gonna try to put it out in deluxe, hopefully. The other sides of Jaleel that people don't know,
Right.
you know.
What's the so like what's the well actually no. Before I ask that question, since you mentioned Tamale, um who's this Jaleel guy that's on here? Who's the other Jaleel guy that's on here? It's
Yeah,
obviously you, but
yeah.
like
But you know what's crazy though? I hope people don't think it's like it's a whole new Jaleel, like another person. You
right.
know, I'll be like, damn, like will people know it's Jaleel, like it's me still, or you think like, you know,
Yeah. What and like I'm curious, why did you why the differentiation? Like what's the difference between Jaleel with an E and Jaleel with an A?
because people spell my name wrong. They spell my name J. Some people be spelling it Jaleel still. So it was just one of those things where we felt like maybe it will help people spell it right.
Scare them into spelling your name right and shit.
Yeah, but we don't know if that will work. But like I
Right.
wanted, and it was funny. Like they were like Jaleel and Jaleel, like, huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What did you think when you seen that?
When I saw it, I was like cuz obviously I didn't hear the song before I
Yeah.
saw the name, and I was just like, "Oh, so is this like a I automatically assumed it was an alternate personality type thing, like
Okay. Okay.
like
Okay.
how
Good. 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 Good.
like how J. Cole did the Kill Edward thing on his album, and
Yeah.
there's like a million different
Or like
rap alternate
when,
shits I could think of, but yeah, like,
when Yeet has La Crank and stuff,
yeah,
or it's like
right,
Twiggy
right, right.
Rich or something. Yeah, it's hard though.
Yeah, you're like or like when RXK nephew has Slitherman, like that type shit. Yeah,
RSK nephew, bro. I love them dudes. They funny.
yeah, they're crazy, man. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Shout out to the whole RXK.
Yeah.
They're so great.
They
Him,
got they
yeah, him
got
and
bars.
they
They got
really be
crazy
rapping,
bars.
son.
I
Have you heard Neff's last album? It's called
I
Till I
got
Die.
I gotta tap in.
It's crazy. Like y'all would make a good song together. Like I
I
like
feel like we
like
would.
yeah, nah, that
Like
that
people
that needs to happen. Like
people don't know I really be rapping too. Like So
mhm.
in this album, I hope people really listen and like, oh, he actually could do this. I thought he was just a rage rapper, a rage artist. But
Mhm.
I could do whatever I put my mind into.
Right. Like there really is like so much to like to chew over on this
Yeah,
project, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see people really react to it, and how it and just
me
like
too.
how it just like dissipates, or not dissipates, but like how it like just integrates into the world and shit.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um
can't wait for real.
and before we formally wrap this up, like we've been talking about this a bit on here, but like you have such an outsized presence, from like your voice to your physique to your live shows to the range that you put into all your music. Like, what's one thing you want Real Raw to say about you as an artist that you feel you haven't been able to say before? Like,
I
is
want,
there anything like that?
yeah, I want Real Raw to. I just want people to know I'm not just one type of artist. I want people to listen and be like, yo, like, because some people might think I'm a meme because I blew up on TikTok.
Right.
Oh, you know, and I just want people to know, like, yo, Jaleel can make anything from hip hop to R&B to Afro beat to punk. I just want people to know I'm a versatile artist. That's it. And that I'm making music, to help them out too.
Right.
I really
And
care.
like, yeah, I could tell you really care. You really care about the people who support your music, and you care about the way your music sounds, and like you're the type of person who can make an album with fucking Chow Lee, Denzel Curry, and Ty Dolla Sign on it that has
So,
that
such a
has a club.
versatile, yeah, such a
Yeah,
versatile like group of people too. So yeah,
right.
I
Like,
my bad. You can
no,
go.
no, no. Sorry, I was just gonna say, I was gonna say that it's funny because Tamale and a couple other songs. There's this dude out of the UK named Jim Legacy who put out this really dope album yesterday called Homeless Nigga Pop Music. That's like really something. Like
Oh, I heard of that too.
yeah, he's crazy, son. Like he like and like he produces all his music on his own too. Like he's got like he has like a emo rap like Afrobeat kind of blend to his shit, and it sounds so like it's like all so seamless. Like it's good. You should check him out
I
if you
got,
get the chance.
you
Um,
know what's so crazy? Someone just sent it in my group chat, so I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Oh hell yeah, fire.
Yeah.
Um, but like the thing that I love about Real Raw is that, like this also feels incredibly versatile, and it's like, you like you said, like you're just proving that you can do more than just one thing and do it well, Like
Yeah,
I really do think this is a solid project, and I'm excited to see how other people take it, and just to see how it like grows legs and moves.
yeah, no, thank you, bro. Yeah. I'm glad you love that. I'm glad you love confetti though.
Yeah. Like
You, you, baby. Oh. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
love
man.
that.
It's like like you really got to be a certain type of rapper to be able to catch a club beat and like rap well on it.
Yeah,
Like it's hard, like I'm like from Jersey where like club music is huge out here. Like
yeah,
I've been like beating on lunch tables since I was a kid. So like anybody who can ride a club beat is,
man.
like you got it. Like
I'm
that's not
glad, bro.
easy.
I was in the back with Wendy. Call me that dang confetti. Bitch on the one like Hetty. When she throwing it back, I'm ready.
Like
Facts. Nah, bro, I
hell yeah,
appreciate
son.
you, bro. Appreciate you for real. Like the love is amazing. I'm glad that you feel that and love it. I can't wait for the world to hear it.
Yeah.
I really think confetti's that one though.
I
But
think I
we'll
think
see.
I yeah, I think it could pop. Like like you said, we'll see. Like it's just a matter of time.
These are,
And
these
like
are the,
to
so- yeah.
no
These are
what?
the songs I think could pop from the album. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I know everything, but definitely I think Kamir has potential. I think
Hmm.
Confetti has potential. I think Feel Good has potential. I think Tamale has potential, and I think Twinning has potential.
I like
But we'll
Twin a
see.
lot. Yeah. We'll see,
Twinning,
man.
twinning. That's for the shorties.
Yeah,
You know?
nah. Like this is a really fun, like I'm happy you're putting this out around the summertime because it really
Yeah.
is like a
It
fun,
sounds like a
sunny,
summer album. You know?
definitely. Yeah.
So
Like
even Godsent, like it's crazy. I'm rapping loud and fast, but you never know. You know?
right.
But we'll see, bro. I'm happy though. I appreciate
Hell
you
yeah.
for real.
Nah, man, I appreciate you. Before very, very last question for you. If your life was a movie, Jaleel, what would it be about?
It would be about if Jaleel's life was a movie, what would it be about? It would be about Jaleel's story, no? I think so, right? Yeah.
If you want, yeah, sure.
I think it would be dope to tell my story. Because my story's still being written. So yeah.
Right.
I feel like that's what it will be about.
And and in the you need an action figure. If somebody makes a movie of you, you need your own action figure. People like they don't really do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like action figures of like Black Panther and all that fun shit. If somebody makes a JELEEL movie, you need an action figure,
I
and I
actually
need
have
one
one.
for my desk and shit. You have one? Like
Yeah, I'm gonna
somebody
get
made
you
you
one.
one, or like you like
Yeah,
have one that's like official?
like we did one for a song, so I definitely will send you one.
Yeah, I need that, man. Please.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. I got you. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah,
Trust.
thank you. But nah, son, like what a 100th episode this was. This was such a like I knew this was gonna be tight, but
Yeah,
like once again, man, thank you so much for like expressing the interest and like being solid and making really cool, fun music. And I
nah,
just appreciate your time, you know, like it really does mean a lot that you wanted to come through and do this and make it special. So thank you, man, for real.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you too, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep spreading positivity. You know, I know we gonna link up soon.
Yeah. Now you already know that's gonna happen. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a beautiful summer. So
yeah, not facts. It will be.
thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far, and shout out to all the Black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.